Hey everyone, good morning and welcome into today's video. We're going to be talking through some of the crypto plays and also what the stock market is predicted to do over the next few days, because the markets are opening up. It is going to be Monday, and of course we have had that recent crash in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and as you can see on the top 10 market cap for cryptocurrencies in the world, we are down over 20, even 35% on the top two in the last 7 days alone. We've even got Binance Coin now down about 50%, and we even have Dogecoin selling off right now to exactly 32 cents, where I did predict the bottom to be for Dogecoin. You know, just a few weeks ago I said if we were going to have a correction or a crash, it would come back down to 32 cents. So I was bang on the money there, and that was all due to technical analysis, which I do use obviously before entering and exiting any of my trade setups. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jason. I do news on the stock market every single week, and I talk about my favorite stocks to buy and sell, and I do a little bit of day trading. And of course on this channel we love our disruptive innovation moving into the next few years, because we are big believers in CATHIE wood stocks and also some of those autonomous taxi networks like Tesla, Neo, Xpang, and also Coinbase, because again this relates to cryptocurrency, and we do believe that cryptocurrency is going to be worth trillions of dollars in market cap over the next 5 to 10 years, and that is what I like to talk about on this channel. So if you're someone that likes any of those things, and again you are a fan of Palantir, Neo, then be sure to go down below for me guys and smash that like button for me and hit that big red subscribe button as well, because I want to have you on this journey with us, because this family of investors are incredible. And again, if you do not know who ALPP are guys, then this is a channel favorite of ours, Alpine 4 Holdings, and we do updates on this stock every single week. So guys, the SPY S&P 500 is currently sitting very high up, but we are in a range of consolidation right now in a sideways market. Just as I have said, again, over the next few months we can probably expect to have a sideways trading market. We have now basically had all of the earnings out, so we aren't going to particularly see any more catalysts to push the S&P up potentially to new highs, and again that means we may not even have that much more selling. So again, this is all going to be down to any fundamental news that does come out based upon the decisions of how cryptocurrency is performing and the general stock market is doing against the hedge of inflation. Now what is really interesting guys is that we have seen such a massive push with this inflation fear, because everyone is saying that inflation is going up, inflation is going up. But the funny thing is the fact that Bitcoin sold off due to the news and catalysts which were instigated from China and also Elon Musk, because he tweeted obviously that they are now not going to be accepting Bitcoin to accept Tesla payments, and of course China had banned the institutions and banks from trading cryptocurrencies. But does that mean that Bitcoin is irrelevant and again we should not be trading it? Absolutely not, because China are still regulating Bitcoin and they are allowing individuals to buy and sell again if they have their own individual accounts. So this goes to show me guys that this is just a manipulation in the share price of Bitcoin, and they are trying to push that price down for whatever reason, whether that is to get it regulated or in fact they are trying to scoop up those shares at a lower price, because again they do believe in the future that Bitcoin is going to hit over £100,000 per coin, and again that would mean a 3x from the current position of around $30,000, which you can see is where this is actually sitting today. Now what is very interesting about Bitcoin guys, I am going to be talking a little bit more about Bitcoin in the beginning of this video, is because we did actually almost half the network. We did actually come down to $32,000 recently, and that was almost $500 billion, and we had in fact surpassed that $1 trillion threshold over the last few months. So it's crazy to me that Bitcoin lost 50% of its overall share value, and this was all just due to that fear. And this is exactly why I say guys that if you can stomach volatility, then we should not be investing in of course the crypto space, because it can move up to 35% in a single day, and as you can see here in a week we are down 50% on our plays, but this could easily turn around in the next few weeks and we could even see a push up of 50 or even 100% of our money. So again, it does pay to be in Bitcoin if you know when to buy the dip. Now I do think that we are starting to find a bottom here. You can see that we have tested on the RSI multiple times, and we are now layering into some area of consolidation around that 30 mark, which does go to show me that there is a potential support area. And if you look back at history, we can also see at the beginning of 2021 and also around that December time in 2020, we did have 2 times where we we did in fact test down into an area of consolidation, and this was actually drawn up as a support layer. So you can see that these are all very, very similar levels. And again, if I was going to get the Fibonacci retracement tool, which I will bring up on my screen for you guys now, you can see that if we were in fact to test back down to these areas of around that November time, you can see that we are bang on a line there of 7.8. So again, this goes to show me that this is a nice area of consolidation. And if we move this through, you can see again that this area of support would be allowing this to touch onto that layer. Now this would show me that the new price for Bitcoin moving in the next week or two will probably be up to that 618 mark. And if you look, we can see if we draw a line across there that we have in fact tested on this pin bar right down here, and we did actually come up there. So this is why the Fibonacci tool is a great retracement after a pullback. You can see we had a pullback here, so this is going to show me that this is a bottom. I can then draw the Fibonacci tool to the top of the chart, and I can use these layers of entry and exit as a support and resistance zone to let me know where the price of consolidation is going to happen for an individual stock, or in fact a cryptocurrency moving forward from a technical standpoint. Then I can use my 50, 100 and 200 day moving averages, which I have drawn up here on the chart. You can see that is the purple, red and yellow line, and also the RSI, the relative strength index indicator, to let me know whether things are in fact overbought if they are above the 70 or oversold below the 30. So these are all things, guys, from a technical standpoint that I like to look at. Now, of course, I think that this is a great place to load up for the long term. Again, if you are a believer in the cryptocurrencies, and perhaps you are someone that is in fact wanting to get into Bitcoin and you haven't pulled the plug, well guys, there's never a better time than to get in when fear is in the markets. And I do think that cryptocurrency is here to stay. If it was not here to stay, guys, then cryptocurrency would have gone away a very long time ago. And when we did in fact see a correction, if I go back into 2017 and we did have that gigantic sell-off, this is when crypto majorly crashed and we lost over 90% of the share value in Bitcoin. Then again, this would have been when crypto would have been written off, but this did not happen. We continue to see a push over the next few years, an exponential push this year, and again we are just now having a small correction to my belief, and I do think that we are now finding a bottom around this $30,000 to $40,000 range. And again, in the future, I do believe that Bitcoin is going to in fact crease into those prices of £100,000 plus, which is over a doubling from the current share price, in fact, if you were to get in today. So some interesting news about Bitcoin moving forward, again guys, is the fact that they are trying to regulate it right now, and there has been some scare because of course Joe Biden did in fact release some news recently telling people that they are going to try and tax cryptocurrency moving forward. So this is why we have seen such a scaremonger and an escalation out of the shares of Bitcoin. But once this is all settled down in the coming months, we are going to see another increase in the share prices of Bitcoin. And again, if you look back at history, you can see that multiple times, guys, we have had several dips where in fact we have recovered every single time over the course of history. And it just goes to show you that if you are just to buy and hold and dollar cost average in on the days that are red, that is when you are going to lower your risk and get the best price possible moving forward. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about a few of the other stocks because we are 8 minutes into the video already. But Palantir is another stock that did come out with some incredible earnings recently, and they have now been in a range of consolidation around that $18 to $21 range. So if I come back onto the charts here, you can see that we did in fact break down from that layer of support, which was around that $20 mark, which is this yellow and orange line here. And again, if we come back down, this is now the new bottom for Palantir, and we are now using that as a top resistance layer. So if we do in fact break above this over the next week, then we can expect to retest those highs of about $24 to $25. And moving into the long term, this company are trying to become one of the largest software companies in the world. And if they are to achieve that, guys, then this is going to be an incredible opportunity at this price to get in if you are to hold this for the next 5 to 10 years. Again, depending on your age and again, how long you want to put those investments out for. But I am a big believer in this stock. And again, at these levels and below are quite attractive to me as a long-term investor. Now, of course, you know that if you are someone that is looking for those recovery plays, then Disney is a stock that I have been buying into recently. And again, I have been making recent videos on them over the last couple of months. And another one I have been watching is BIP, which is a Brookfield Infrastructure. They pay a gorgeous dividend. And if you look at the share price of that graph, increasing over the last 12 months. It is an absolutely beautiful graph, and you can see that every time we have touched onto a layer of that 100 or 200 mark on the SMA, we have in fact had a continuation and a bounce after the retest to push to further highs. Now, I do think that if we can get this below $52 for the long term and we are to hold this, then we will have an average increase of around 15 to 35% every single year moving forward, with that dividend of course paying us included in that increase. Now, there are some incredible deals in the market, and like we said, growth has been selling off like crazy. And if you remember, guys, back in January and February, I made a lot of videos about the price of BABA, and I said right at the beginning of January, guys, in 2021, when BABA crashed down here at the 200 mark, this was a fantastic opportunity to load up on a potential stock that I think is going to be worth anywhere between $400 and $500 moving into the next few years, because this is one of the biggest biggest players in China in the e-commerce space. And I'm very, very excited about this stock because there is a lot of selling pressure. There is a lot of fear amongst the delisting of Chinese stocks. But Alibaba, guys, I think is going to be, one of the winners in the Chinese market. And it is always worth having your eggs into multiple different baskets to diversify your portfolio into emerging markets, not just having it in the sectors in the US stock market, but also potentially having in China some UK shares as well. So this allows you to put money into the Chinese market. And again, the Chinese market is growing extremely exponentially right now. And over the next 10 years, the market cap in China is expected to hit over $35 trillion, guys. And that is absolutely insane, beating the US economy. And as we do move through, players like Alibaba, which are the #1 player in the space of e-commerce, we are going to see a push in the share prices as things start to cool off. And again, there is more regulation coming out of these emerging markets. And I think that at these levels, guys, because Alibaba has been growing every single year, we are now down almost 40% from the all-time highs, the 52-week highs. This could be a fantastic opportunity once again to put a few shares of this stock into your portfolio, load up for the long term and just buy and hold. And if I come on to the actual price targets for Alibaba moving forward, then again you are going to see some really nice price targets moving forward. We have obviously 52 analysts offering price targets. We have obviously a high estimate of $353, and we have a medium target of $291. So again, guys, this is a big increase in the share price of over 40 to up to 70% in the share price if we are to get some of these figures. And again, moving into the next 2 or 3 years, if you are to just buy and hold and dollar cost average in and get them when these stocks are selling off like they have been, then again, this is the best time to get the value, and you are going to make money over the long term. So I don't want to make this video too long today, guys, but these are some of the stocks I am watching right now and I am holding in my portfolio: Alibaba, Brookfield Infrastructure, Disney, Coinbase, Tesla, and of course Palantir. So these are some of the stocks I am watching, and again, with that recent correction in crypto, I think that this is a lovely buy the dip opportunity. So guys, I just wanted to let you know that obviously moving over the next week, we can probably expect a tiny bit more selling in the markets, a very flat week overall, but obviously on Friday we will have some more data coming out about inflation once we do get some shopping and personal number reports. So I will be putting a report out on Friday for you guys to let you know how that is going to affect the market moving forwards. But the best bet, guys, in a market like this is in fact just to buy the dip and dollar cost averaging over the long term. If you are a long-term trader and you are in this for the next few years, then I really truly believe that you are going to be fine, because again, if we just use the S&P 500 as a perfect example, you can see that over time the price of the S&P 500 companies does in fact accelerate. And despite the fact that we have those corrections, those dips every now and again of anywhere between 20 and 40%, including the coronavirus, you can see obviously with the Rona that we did in fact have that massive sell-off all the way back down here, this time last year. The markets have since recovered. So again, it just does pay once you do see that selling to buy the dip and then just hold for the long term, and you will be rewarded. So guys, that wraps up this video for today. Apologies that I am not on screen. If you have made it this far, then you are an absolute legend, and I do really appreciate you. So thank you so much. If you would like to join the private Patreon, I do have a link below to my Discord community if you would like to support the channel in any way. And again, if you would like to learn how to grow on YouTube, I now have a second channel, so be sure to check that out. I have linked it on my homepage. Again, if you are just to click on my homepage, you will see there a link to my other channel, which is called Subscribe with Jace. So go follow that channel and it will really help support me as well. Guys, whatever you do, have a fantastic week ahead in the markets. If you would like me to do any updates on some of your favourite plays or our channel favourites, then be sure to let me know below in the comments. And I will do my absolute best to get those videos out for you by the end of the week. I wish you guys a safe week in the markets, and I hope to see you guys back on my channel soon for some more content on investing. Ciao.